Good afternoon, church. Just out enjoying this beautiful weather today. It's going to be 60 degrees today, 66, 67 degrees tomorrow. So just beautiful weather. Good time to get out and just spend some time with God and some time in prayer. And while doing that today, I just started to have thoughts about scars and trauma that we've been through. I think that sometimes we forget that we are in a war. We're in a war for our souls. We're in a war just with the world, with the curse of the world, with the enemy, with so many things that we were never intended. God never intended for those to be a thing. He intended for us to be in this perfect relationship with him. And as I start to think about the scars, I started to think about warriors. I started to think about people who've been to war or famous warriors, and the fact that most of those warriors have scars. They have injuries from battle. And scars are a good thing. I think that sometimes we wish we didn't have so many scars or so much trauma. But scars are a good thing. There's something to look at and to remind us that we are healing. We're in the process of healing. Or maybe we're fully healed, but not back to complete normalcy. It's a reminder of the event that took place. It's a reminder that God has been so good in the fact that he only allowed it to create a scar. He didn't allow it to completely take our life. And this is so good for us to remember that we're in a battle for our souls. It's so good for us to remember that we have been through things, that we have scars and we have trauma, and God has brought us through those things. We should look upon those scars and we should be reminded of all that God has brought us through and all that God is bringing us through. And we shouldn't be afraid of getting new scars or new trauma if that's what God has for us, because God is going to bring us through that thing, and he's going to do it without delivering that death blow. He's going to do it to a place where we'll still be able to look upon that healing. We'll still be able to look upon that scar, and we'll still be able to remember that God was the one that protected us, and God was the one that brought us through, and God is the one who is always healing us. Even right now today, if you think you're fully healed, something comes up and something happens and it brings back up that old trauma and it brings back up that old scar. And God wants to remind you today that you are healed and you are loved, and he has you in his mighty hands, and he is walking you through this battle. And you are one of his warriors, his mighty, beloved warriors. And he knows that you're in a war, and he knows that you need protection, and he will be there to protect you. And those scars are a complete reminder of that. So please, today, as you look upon your scars, as you look upon the things that you've been on in your life, would you do it with remembrance to the fact that he is going to bring you through it again and again and again. God bless, saints.